Before you give up on her, watch this. Imagine a bond so deep, so profound, that every challenge becomes an opportunity to grow, not just with the other person, but within yourself. Relationships are not just connections, they are spiritual journeys that teach us patience, understanding, and resilience. Today, we will explore the wisdom that can transform moments of doubt into stepping stones toward deeper connection and peace. As we dive into these timeless principles, I invite you to reflect on your own path, on the way you love, forgive, and navigate the challenges before you. Stay with me until the end, for this journey may change the way you see everything. Number 1. Understanding the nature of challenges. In every relationship, challenges are inevitable. The ups and downs we face together are not signs of failure, but opportunities for growth. Relationships are dynamic, and just as we grow as individuals, we grow together, navigating struggles and learning from them. Every challenge is a moment to build resilience and deepen understanding, not to retreat or give up. There is a story of a young man who was frustrated with his relationship. Whenever conflicts arose, he felt hopeless, thinking it meant they weren't meant to be. One day, an older, wiser friend advised him to look at the relationship not as a source of stress, but as a garden that needed care. A plant doesn't grow by avoiding the storms, the friend said. It grows stronger by weathering them. This simple lesson shifted the young man's perspective. Instead of retreating during tough times, he chose to approach conflicts with patience and care. Over time, his bond deepened, and he realized that each argument, each challenge, was a chance to understand his partner more deeply and ultimately grow stronger together. Much like the plant, relationships need nurturing, especially in difficult times. When conflicts arise, it's tempting to see them as barriers, but they are really just part of the process. Embrace them as opportunities for self-discovery and mutual understanding. Each struggle provides an opportunity to strengthen your foundation, whether it's by learning more about your partner, working through difficult emotions, or improving communication. Challenges can be transformative if you face them with an open heart and a willingness to grow. Rather than seeing conflict as a reason to give up, see it as the soil from which your relationship can bloom. Number 2. Inner strength over external circumstances. In life, the only true control we have is over ourselves, our thoughts, emotions, and actions. When facing challenges in a relationship, it is crucial to focus on developing inner strength rather than being swept away by external circumstances. The nature of life is unpredictable, and it is impossible to control the behavior or emotions of others. However, we can control how we respond to them. External events, especially those involving another person, often stir up intense emotions. In relationships, this might manifest as frustration, disappointment, or anger. These emotions are natural, but they can easily cloud our judgment and push us toward reactions we may regret. In such moments, it is important to remember that we have the power to choose how we respond. Emotions are temporary, and while they can be powerful, they do not define us unless we let them. The cultivation of inner strength is about mastering self-discipline and emotional resilience. It is about pausing before reacting, taking a step back to gain perspective, and finding calm in the storm of emotion. Instead of allowing external circumstances to dictate your mood and behavior, you can choose to rise above them with thoughtfulness and clarity. In relationships, this means focusing on how you can contribute positively to the situation, regardless of how the other person is behaving. It's about being grounded in your values, staying true to your principles, and not letting the turbulence of external circumstances knock you off course. Building inner strength allows you to navigate conflict with composure and wisdom, turning difficult moments into opportunities for growth, both for you and for the relationship. Number 3. Acceptance of imperfection. No person, no matter how close to you, is free from flaws. The key to a lasting relationship is not the pursuit of perfection, but the acceptance of imperfection. In every human being there exist strengths and weaknesses, virtues and vices, moments of grace and times of struggle. When we accept that no one is perfect, we begin to see challenges not as failures, but as part of the shared human condition. In a relationship, it's tempting to expect the other person to meet all of our needs, behave in ways that align with our desires, and always act according to our ideal vision of them. However, such expectations set us up for disappointment, as no one can meet every expectation all the time. This is not a flaw in the other person, but a flaw in our understanding of what it means to truly connect with another human being. Accepting imperfection means recognizing that both you and your partner have limitations, and that these limitations are part of the beauty of being human. It means embracing the idea that mistakes will be made, feelings will be hurt, and misunderstandings will occur. Instead of clinging to an image of the perfect relationship or partner, you learn to appreciate the process of growth, learning, and forgiveness that happens through imperfection. By accepting imperfection, we free ourselves from the unrealistic demands that often come with idealizing another person. This shift in mindset allows for greater compassion and understanding in the relationship. It encourages us to support each other's growth rather than judge or criticize. Through acceptance, we create space for love to flourish, not because of perfection, but despite imperfections. Number 4. Control what you can, accept what you cannot. In relationships, we cannot control the actions, thoughts, or emotions of another person. No matter how much we may try, we cannot change someone's behavior or force them to think or feel in a specific way. The sooner we accept this fact, the less frustration and resentment we will experience. The only thing we can truly control is how we respond to others. This means taking responsibility for our own actions, words, and emotional reactions, instead of expecting the other person to behave in a way that aligns with our desires. By focusing on what we can control, our own choices, patience, and understanding, we empower ourselves to navigate difficult situations with composure. When we act thoughtfully and responsibly, we create a stable foundation for the relationship to grow. In contrast, trying to control external factors leads to unnecessary conflict, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. At the same time, we must accept that some things are simply beyond our influence. Whether it is the past actions of your partner, their current state of mind, or external pressures affecting the relationship, certain aspects are beyond our reach. The key is to recognize this and to release the need to control or change them. This acceptance fosters a sense of inner peace and allows us to focus on what truly matters, our own actions and the way we choose to love and support others. Number 5. The transience of emotions. Emotions, by their very nature, are fleeting. They come and go, often with little warning, and can shift in an instant. In relationships, it is easy to become overwhelmed by the intensity of our feelings, especially in moments of anger, frustration, or hurt. However, it is essential to remember that these emotions are temporary and do not define the entirety of the relationship or the person with whom we are engaged. When experiencing strong emotions, it can feel as though the moment will last forever. But with time, emotions fade and clarity returns. The anger you feel in one moment may not hold the same weight just a few hours later. Similarly, the sadness or frustration you might experience today can give way to understanding or resolution in the days ahead. This transience means that our emotional state is not a permanent reflection of the reality of our relationship or our partner's true nature. Recognizing the transient nature of emotions allows for a more measured and thoughtful response in moments of tension. Rather than reacting impulsively to fleeting feelings, we can pause and reflect on whether these emotions truly represent the full picture. By stepping back and allowing ourselves the space to process, we avoid making rash decisions that might be driven by temporary emotions rather than a clear understanding of the situation. This awareness of emotional impermanence helps us to navigate the ups and downs of a relationship with greater resilience. Difficult moments will arise, and emotional turbulence is inevitable. But by accepting that these feelings will pass, we can approach challenges with a sense of patience and perspective, knowing that time will offer a new lens through which to view the situation. Number 6. Patience as a virtue. Patience is a cornerstone of any meaningful relationship. In a world that often values immediate gratification and quick solutions, the ability to remain patient in the face of difficulties is both rare and essential. Relationships, much like any aspect of life, require time to develop and mature. They do not thrive on instant fixes, but on consistent care and understanding over time. In moments of difficulty, the impulse to resolve the issue quickly can be strong. Whether it is an argument, a misunderstanding, or a difference of opinion, the desire to make things right as soon as possible is natural. However, patience teaches us that not all issues can or should be fixed instantly. Sometimes growth happens in the quiet moments of waiting and reflection. By exercising patience, we give ourselves and our partner the necessary space to process emotions and arrive at solutions together. Patience also encourages us to see the bigger picture. In relationships, we often focus on immediate frustrations or setbacks, losing sight of the broader context. When we approach a problem with patience, we are more likely to approach it with a calm and thoughtful mindset. Considering the underlying causes and long-term implications, patience allows us to step back from the immediate heat of an emotional moment and reflect on how we can move forward in a way that benefits the relationship as a whole. In relationships, patience is not passive or waiting for things to change on their own. Instead, it is an active practice of understanding, waiting for the right moment to act, and remaining committed to the process, knowing that the best results often come through slow and steady effort. Patience nurtures connection, understanding, and resilience, qualities that are essential for lasting, meaningful relationships. Number 7. Empathy and understanding. In any relationship, empathy and understanding are crucial for maintaining connection and harmony. To truly understand another person, especially during times of tension or conflict, requires putting aside your own emotions and stepping into their shoes. This empathetic approach allows you to see the world from their perspective, offering insights into their motivations, fears, and needs. It is this deep understanding that fosters compassion, patience, and ultimately resolution. Empathy is not just about feeling sorry for someone or offering comforting words. It is about recognizing their humanity and the complexities of their emotions. When you practice empathy, you begin to understand that every person's actions are shaped by a combination of their past experiences, current circumstances, and internal struggles. When your partner behaves in ways that are difficult to understand, rather than reacting in anger or frustration, empathy allows you to pause and consider why they might be acting that way. This perspective helps to dissolve the barriers between you and opens the door to more productive and supportive communication. Understanding goes hand in hand with empathy. It involves actively listening to your partner without judgment, allowing them to express their feelings and concerns fully. In many cases, people are not looking for solutions or advice, they are simply seeking to be heard. By practicing active listening and validating your partner's emotions, you create a safe space for them to open up. This fosters trust and creates an environment where both people feel valued. In relationships, it is all too easy to focus on our own needs, frustrations, and perspectives. But true connection is forged through empathy and understanding. By striving to comprehend your partner's point of view, you are not only improving communication but also strengthening the bond between you. Empathy is the bridge that allows both people to grow together in love and respect. Perspective also allows us to see the strengths and contributions of the other person. In times of tension, it can be easy to focus only on their faults or mistakes. But when we take a step back, we often remember the reasons we came together in the first place, the shared values, experiences, and moments of happiness. By expanding our view, we not only understand the current issue more clearly, but also appreciate the depth of the relationship. Perspective provides clarity and calm. It helps us determine what matters in the grand scheme of things, guiding us to respond to challenges with reason, patience, and a broader sense of compassion. By continually shifting our perspective, we avoid becoming trapped in momentary emotions, ensuring our actions are grounded in a more thoughtful, long-term view. Number 9. Self-reflection. Self-reflection is an essential practice for personal growth and understanding in any relationship. Before pointing fingers or blaming others for the difficulties that arise, it's important to turn inward and examine our own behavior, thoughts, and emotions. In relationships, we often focus on how the other person should change or improve, but true progress begins with looking at ourselves and our role in the dynamic. When faced with challenges, self-reflection allows us to ask questions that lead to growth, such as, how did I contribute to this situation? What could I have done differently? Am I holding on to unrealistic expectations or assumptions? These questions encourage us to take ownership of our actions instead of shifting blame or reacting impulsively. Recognizing that we have control over our own behavior enables us to make thoughtful decisions and change patterns that may be harmful to the relationship. Self-reflection also helps us gain a deeper understanding of our emotions and triggers. We all have vulnerabilities. Certain words or actions from others can provoke strong reactions. However, by reflecting on why we feel the way we do, we can uncover the underlying beliefs or insecurities that shape our responses. With this awareness, we are better equipped to respond more calmly and intentionally in future situations. This practice also allows us to acknowledge our own imperfections. Just as we accept that others have flaws, we must also accept our own. No one is without faults, and self-reflection helps us recognize areas where we can grow and improve. In doing so, we build a foundation for healthier, more balanced relationships where both individuals take responsibility for their actions, fostering a culture of mutual respect and understanding. Number 10. Wisdom in letting go. In relationships, the idea of letting go can be both difficult and liberating. It requires a certain level of wisdom to recognize when persistence is no longer serving the relationship or your well-being. While the virtue of perseverance is often celebrated, knowing when to step away is just as important, particularly when the relationship is no longer sustainable or healthy. This wisdom is not about giving up easily, but about making a thoughtful, intentional decision based on clarity and self-awareness. Letting go requires recognizing the difference between temporary difficulties that can be worked through and deeper, irreparable issues. In moments of conflict, it's easy to become attached to the idea of fixing everything, of making things work at any cost. However, not every challenge is a sign of a temporary rough patch. Some issues point to fundamental differences or recurring patterns that may not change, no matter how much effort is put in. Wisdom lies in the ability to distinguish between these scenarios. Letting go is an act of self-respect. Sometimes, staying in a relationship that no longer aligns with your values, needs, or emotional health can be detrimental to your own well-being. The courage to let go comes from understanding that your own peace and growth are just as important as the relationship itself. It's an acknowledgement that holding on to something out of fear or guilt might prevent you from moving forward, both for yourself and for the other person. Relationships, like all aspects of life, are built on the foundations of patience, understanding, and self-awareness. Embracing challenges with resilience, controlling our responses, and accepting imperfection all lead to deeper connections. Through empathy, perspective, and self-reflection, we grow together and navigate conflicts more wisely. Yet, wisdom also teaches us when to let go, allowing us to move forward with peace. Thank you for taking the time to listen. May you approach your relationships with patience, clarity, and courage. Best of luck on your journey of growth, understanding, and connection. Take care and stay strong.